Hey, everybody!
Hoo-hoo!
Welcome to the StabCast. I'm Dizzle,
And I am Mindy.
and we're here on a holiday episode, technically, even though we're not doing a holiday movie whatsoever. But this is the last you'll hear from us before Christmas and the New Year, because you're not going to get an episode from us next Sunday.
Nope.
So the Sunday after is when the StabCast will return with some new stuff.
Yep, and I'm gonna have actually everybody from our unscripted podcast network. Sorry, I'm losing my voice. We're going to have a game show that I thought up of. And so everyone that can be here will be here. I'm sure we'll have call-ins too. But it's going to be a really, really huge show.
And that'll be an episode. If you're not a horror fan, you can still tune in because there's so many different categories. Mindy came up with this Jeopardy-style game with the index cards and stuff. So
exactly. And it's like Jeopardy style / like just trivia game.
Yeah, it's not
Trivia Pursuit.
It's not really Jeopardy, but it's going to be a fun trivia game.
Yeah.
And we're going to be doing
really
it
hard on it.
And we're going to be doing it on here, but it's going to be for the whole network. So.
Yep, and we'll be doing it on TikTok as well, so you guys can see. And basically, what we're going to include is Disney trivia, Disney movie trivia.
Yeah.
Regular movie trivia, horror movie trivia, anime trivia, and
you said
wrestling
right?
trivia.
Yeah. And you have comedy in there too.
Well, I was going to do comedy, but I decided just to do all movies.
Okay. But so yeah,
superhero.
That'll be what we hit you with in the new year when we come back. This is the last episode until then. So we're going to be hitting you with a proper movie review with Wrong Turn.
Yes, we are.
So, and that's what we're here to do today, but also have a Merry Christmas, have a StabCast Christmas. Watch your favorite horror movie, watch Terrifier 3. Watch whatever you got to watch.
And I got to tell you guys right now, we are very, very thankful for all the love that you have for our videos and everything. And I just got to tell you, I am so beside myself with the love that you guys have given Terrifier 3.
Yeah.
And it means a lot to me. And it means a lot to Daniel, too, because, normally we're the oddballs out when it comes to something like this.
Yes.
Normally, we don't normally do anything like that because we're people are going to get sick. People aren't going to, want to see it.
Yeah.
But the fact that it hit 17 views, that's pretty good for us.
Yeah. It's awesome. So here we are, and thanks for the subscribers too that we've been climbing. But let's get into Wrong Turn, Mindy.
Okay, now how did you get into Elijah Dishku? Because there's a lot of people that got into her from Bring It On. I got to her from Soul Survivors.
Yeah.
And Buffy.
Yeah, I remember her on Buffy.
So, what did you remember her from Buffy? Face?
Yeah, and of course I saw Bring It On too.
Yeah.
But I'm a huge fan of her in that.
I totally freaked me out. I mean it on.
And that's the movie that made her a star.
Yeah.
But did
you know that she really flipped?
Yeah.
They didn't have a stunt director. She's actually really good gymnastics.
She was really doing the shit. So there you go. And I like Eliza Dushku, and I think she was a good final girl to pick for this movie. It's directed by Rob Schmidt.
I agree, but I never thought in my wildest dreams that this is the one that she was going to be rebooted in. Honestly.
Yeah.
I could see them trying to make her a Lori or Prom Night.
Nope.
Or
Hillbilly Cannibals.
Something like that. Not like the best version of Hills Have Eyes. Because that's basically what this is. It's basically the best version of Hills Have Eyes.
Yeah.
Did you give me a Gosh.
I might have.
I think you did. Okay.
But I like this movie, and it is a classic, and it started a series for a reason. Now there's 5-6 movies in it with a reboot in 2021.
And I'm going to tell you guys right now, other than him, don't watch the other sequels. I mean, the remake I can't attest for. I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Probably won't see it. But stay the hell away from the second through fifth one, unless you're like me and you're sadistic and you like gore.
Yeah.
Then go ahead. But it's a little bit too much. It's a little too cannibalism for my taste.
Especially, I mean, the rest of the series definitely gets that way. I think this one kept it kind of calm. Honestly.
Yeah, this one kept it like on an even keel. Like you knew what they were doing. But what's really good about this one is that most of the things that happened, I don't know if you noticed it, but that happened off screen.
Yeah.
Like you'd see a tiny bit of blood, but for the most part, it was happening on screen.
Yeah.
Off screen. So we weren't seeing a lot of that brutality and that gruesomeness. Actually, what did this get rated? I think it got rated PG-13 because of that. I might be wrong. I probably am wrong.
I think you're wrong. It should say like.
Oh wait, no. I know it's 2003.
I don't know. Does it say what it's rated? It should be rated R, for God's sakes.
So we're just gonna go with the fact that it's rated R. If it's not, let us know, and we'll fix stuff. And
I'm not
if it needs to be fixed, well, Dino's not fixing shit, but I'll go on and let you guys know.
I mean, it's about cannibals. I'm pretty sure it's fucking rated.
Oh, it is rated R. It says right there.
Okay.
It's rated R.
It's rated R.
But this is like if Sleepaway Camp 3 meant The Descent.
Yeah?
It is pretty gruesome.
It is pretty gruesome.
I'm not going to lie, I have not watched it in a really long time. Unfortunately, this movie is unavailable for streaming unless you want to pay for it. And I've told Daniel, I've told him before, I've told you guys, I am not paying $20 for a movie that I saw over 25 years ago.
Yeah.
It's just not happening.
Yeah, you shouldn't have to.
Like, will I go to the archive and get something for $1?
Yeah.
Absolutely. But it wasn't there.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Oh, thank you so much, Becky.
What'd Becky do?
She's given us all these likes. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Becky. Huh?
I don't know, Becky.
Oh.
All right, so let's keep going. So Dan, I mean, honestly, we got a pretty good thing going. These college kids are going to a cabin in the woods. Whoop whoop.
Whoop whoop.
And they're all getting ready. Well, actually, it's not a cabin. Aren't they camping?
Yeah.
Okay, so they're camping. And their car runs over a trap, basically, which they all thought that the tire just blew. But Elijah Dishka's character is like, nah, this was put here intentionally. And she comes out with a rack.
Yeah.
Or like a tire rack. And she's like, this was supposed to happen. And then all of a sudden, they see this weird guy who just all of a sudden joins their group. And then you have the 2 horn dogs that stay back. And then you have the group of people who actually have brains, which is Elijah Dishka's character, the guy that just met up with them, and then the couple.
Yes.
There was 2 couples. There's a couple that wants to fuck, and then there's another couple. They ain't trying to get their yiggities or anything. They're trying to get the hell out of here.
Francine and Evan are the couple that wants to make love. And the other one is Scott.
See, that's why I have him.
Well, yeah, and I've seen this recently too. So, and this is also, I've seen this about 15 times. I actually, this is one of my favorite movies. So.
It actually is one of his favorite movies. What is up with you in cabin movies?
I like them.
Wrong Turn, Cabin Fever, Cabin in the Woods. Oh my God.
I like cabin slashers. And this is a good take on one. And I don't like the Green Inferno. Like I want to watch you barbecue.
Oh God! I remember when you asked me to watch that with you because you don't want to watch it by yourself, and I was like, no.
I couldn't eat for 3 days. I didn't like that movie. But I like it when you can do it in a tasteful way. If there is a tasteful way to do cannibalism,
There is, though, because there's a way to imply
yeah,
that it's going to happen, but you
yes.
don't see it.
Yeah, and that's kind of how this works.
Yeah.
So, and Scott and Carly are a cool duo, and Scott's he's got some opinions on James Brown, and he's kind of a cocky guy.
And Carly, she looks like she's like athletic.
Yes.
Don't let that fool you. She's not.
But this is kind of has that early 2000s curse of a bland cast.
Yeah.
Besides Eliza Dushku, and I will say Chris is kind of badass in this as well.
Yeah, but her and Chris are the ones that carry the film.
Yeah, everybody else is just there to die.
Yeah.
And that's what happens when they walk off to Evan and Francine. And Evan, you don't know what happens to him, but he walks off screen, and then Francine...
No, they show at the end. They show at the end of their scene what happened. They chopped him off.
Well, all I saw was an ear.
Oh.
But Francine...
But also, before we move into any other things, I gotta let Daniel know real quick. We're forgetting in the beginning with the couple.
Yeah.
There was a couple that was rock climbing, and the woman thought that the man was just fucking with her because he got there first.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, she gets hit with him.
Yeah.
Like, well, no, she doesn't get hit with him, but they sprinkle blood on her.
Yeah.
And she falls down, and then she, like, kind of, like, maybe she's going to survive, and then, nope, hillbilly took her.
Yeah.
So, I just want to put that out there. There is an active group of inbred hillbillies.
Yes. And that sets that, and those are the people that fuck Evan and Francine up. So Francine finds Evan's ear, and then she gets the same wire that they use, the like barbed wire shit. That
they love their barbed wire.
Yeah, that they fucking fuck the tires up with. One of the hillbillies comes up behind. It's either Silverfoot or whatever the fuck. I forgot the names of them. Littlefoot. But they fucking grab her and through the mouth fucking basically strangle her. Well, not strangle her, but yeah. Right through the mouth, and you see, and the blood's bad, and that's a crazy scene.
Yeah, it is.
And it kind of sets up how fucked up these guys are.
It's a very crazy scene. It's absolutely insane, is what it is.
Yeah. So I like that, and I like that it set it up that way. But Evan and Francine really didn't mean shit to the movie. Evan's a handsome guy, and it comes off. What the fuck? He was Dawn of the Dead. He was one of the cops.
Yes, he was. And you want to know what's really funny? His girlfriend was also Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah, she was that girl with the dog.
She was the same person.
So it's funny that those two play like better, meatier characters in a different movie. But
they're still together.
Yeah. I like them way better in Dawn of the Dead.
Blew my mind. Oh, and you know that movie Cry Wolf that I like so much that I tried to get you to watch, but you said fuck that?
Yeah, I've seen it.
She's the girl in it.
Oh, okay.
She's the preppy one that divides the whole plan.
So there you go. But and then Scott and Carly and Chris and Eliza Dushku, but Jesse in this, they go off and they kind of find the cabin with all the shit. And that's like
they find the hillbilly cabin.
This movie lays it out pretty clear what's going on. And then they see a fucking glass jar full of jaws, and they see arms fucking laying everywhere. And they start
brains.
And they slowly realize that, oh my God, this place is fucked. What do we do? And then as soon as they realize that, the hillbillies fucking drive up.
Like, how do we figure this out? This is not good. And Jesse's like, we were actually trapped here is what's going on. We need to leave.
Yeah.
Now.
So the three hillbillies are One Eye, Sawtooth, and Three Finger. And Three Finger's the one that's in a bunch of them.
Okay.
Sawtooth and One Eye don't make it past this one.
Okay.
But, yeah, and then which is my favorite scene in the movie, is the four friends are trying to figure out what the fuck to do and how to get out and how to escape these crazy lunatics.
Yeah, and Carly's the one that is crying the entire time, right?
Yeah, she's scared.
I love her as an actress. I really do.
See?
But I just wanted her to shut the fuck up.
Did you?
I understand people are killing you and your friends.
Yeah.
I get it. I understand you're scared. I do not need to hear it 24/7.
Yeah.
I do not want to keep hearing, I'm scared, we're going to die. You are. because you won't shut up.
Yeah, it's not looking good.
So, I mean, I felt bad for her when she lost her boyfriend and she started crying. And I did feel bad for her. But after that, I felt like my mother cheering me up like, hey, I tried everything. Here, do what you want.
Yeah. Exactly.
I've told you you're beautiful. I've stroked your hair. I don't know what else to do. I'm done.
And it's also like, cheer up, bitch, and get out of here. Like, you got to nut up or shut up.
Exactly. And she even tells her that too. Like, hey, if you want to get out, you have to stop crying.
Yeah. But I will say, Carly, and we'll get there. We won't say it right now, but probably the best death in the movie. Definitely my kill of the week. But before all that, they have to find a way to get out of there. So they come up with the bright idea of Chris and Scott both running a different way.
Yeah.
And Scott, my type of guy, cargo shorts, polo shirt, and I believe the young man was wearing sandals.
He was.
So my type of outfit, but not my type of outfit for running away from cannibalistic killers.
You don't wear sneakers. You don't wear sandals in the ones.
No. And that proved to be fucking a great mistake for him because he gets fucked up.
Yeah.
Chris gets shot in the leg, I believe. But they get Chris to the car and they all drive off. Poor Scott doesn't get that lucky. As he's running, he gets 3 arrows to the back. And he's been in a couple of things. He's been in Suburgatory. What's the FBI show you saw him in, Cher?
FBI TV. It's a
okay, so he was in an FBI show. So Scott's done a couple of things. But Scott got 3 arrows to the back.
Yeah,
and,
but Scott also did that horror movie, May.
Yeah. I like him. He's a good actor, and he's been in some shit. But he wasn't in the – I mean, he made it in this through 43 minutes, I believe. And
yeah,
then he got
and
off.
that's an accomplishment for a movie that's, like, legit just about everybody dying.
Yeah. But that's what's crazy is it really doesn't ramp up until the end.
Yeah.
I mean, they do pepper kills throughout, but –
yeah,
Scott's
but like I said, it's very sleepaway campish. Like, you don't really see what the hell is going on.
I could agree with that.
They very much so keep their audience oblivious, basically, because they don't want to scare anybody too much.
But yeah, so Scott did the ultimate sacrifice. They run off, and then they get fucking chased on for the next fucking 45 minutes.
Yeah.
But
and then Jessie, she gets kidnapped.
Yes, and while she gets kidnapped, Carly, who I will say she gets the best death in this deal, when she gets the axe through the face on the tree.
Oh, yeah. And then doesn't Jessie climb under the car?
Yes.
And, like, hang on
No, Chris does. Jessie
Chris
gets kidnapped.
does. And okay, got it.
That's what happened. So, and Chris, by the way, the power on that man to hold himself so badass underneath the car while the hillbilly's driving.
Because they're driving through woods and brush and rocks. And I mean, he's holding on for dear life.
And that's the thing about this is you think Elijah Dushku would be, especially with her face on the poster and how badass she was already, just like bringing on the roles that she was in. She seemed like the sassy, tough
Soul
girl.
Survivor, Grave Encounter.
That was kind of her typecast. So the fact that she's kind of the damsel in distress in this, going back and watching that again, it was a little off-putting because I've seen this a bunch of times.
But was she the damsel in distress? I've had this fight all the time because she was about to be out on her own before he came in to rescue her.
Yeah.
I think you would have given that bitch 2 more minutes and she would have been done. She would have been out.
Yeah, but then she's got to kill with her bare hands all 3 of them as opposed to this motherfucker driving it with a truck.
Well, I think that I do think that it was a very good way of helping her. I just don't want to take away from her performance. Because I feel like she could easily
I agree. I do agree with you to an extent, but it's also they set it up to where she gets rescued by this guy and he drives through this fucking building with a truck and then he uses the gun like a badass and he shoots the gas tank and he explodes the fucking house and he kills fucking Sawtooth and One Eye, damn it. She didn't do a fucking thing. She sat there with the tape while they was putting the blade to her neck going, yeah! So it and I love it and I think she was still good in this. Well, I'm telling the truth. I do think that she was badass in this, and it's not that she wasn't.
She was the most badass of the girls.
Yes, and she was a good hero, but she wasn't the hero. Chris is the one that fucking came through at the end. Chris is the reason they got out of there alive.
Yes.
But Carly got a fucking hacksaw through the face, and it was fucking insane. Or not a hacksaw, but an axe.
Well, I mean, Carly, she was kind of fudged for the beginning.
Well, yeah, when Scott died, she was useless because she was crying even more than she was.
Oh my God, shut up, please.
It's like he's fucking dead. I get it. They carried him away. It's sad, but move on, bitch. We gotta get out of here. And she didn't because of that.
Yeah.
Because she got an axe.
And I remember Jessie like getting on her level and like smacking her for a second. And she's like, we have got to get out of here.
Yeah, it didn't work.
And we're not going to if you keep crying.
Yeah, exactly.
And there's this one like ravine where they have to like jump from like the thing to the tree to make it.
Yeah.
Chris goes first so he can help Jessie. And then Jessie goes and then she tries to tell her like, just jump. I will grab you. And this bitch took so long to actually jump.
Really?
That when she finally did, she like jumped on
That's funny.
Jessie,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
And Jessie's like, well, thank God she finally jumped. Let's go now.
Let's go. Let's get the fuck out of here.
So. And it was never about them beating anybody either, too. I want everyone to realize this. It wasn't about them beating anybody. It was about them getting the hell out.
Yeah.
They wanted to go home. Like Evan from Haunt. They wanted to go home.
Well, that's the beauty of horror movies. It usually is. I just want to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. I just want to go home.
Usually you're going to have to kill them to get rid of them.
Yeah.
But, and we know Sawtooth and One Eye are dead because you don't see them again. Three Finger pops up.
Yeah.
But because he's the giggly one.
Doesn't he have another one too?
Yeah, but he's
like they have a whole cult.
Yeah, but he's the one from this one that lasts.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
He's in all of them. The other
That
two
hurt.
don't end up. But I do, and that shot of Carly after the axe, and you see from the underneath and her body's falling off from her face.
That's definitely my favorite kill.
Yeah, it's the best kill in the movie unequivocally. So I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed the ending. I do think that it was the badass superhero and Jessie was the damsel of distress. I do think that Jessie did look good in her own right, and she was a good hero, and she's someone that survived the horror movie, so good for you. But she did have to be saved, damn it. And I liked the save, and I thought it was cool. And I love those big action movie endings to horror movies sometimes when there's big explosions.
Sometimes it's needed. Other times it's like Michael Bay fucking taking front back seat. But other times,
especially with these early 2000s, because it was always like the first fucking hour and a half is just a
The
straight
Hitcher remake.
Yeah, that's more all the way through. But most of these are fucking really, really like straight-laced horror for an hour and a half, and then they become the Transformers Fast and the Furious for the last half hour.
Yeah.
And there's fucking explosions and shit.
And also, this was actually planned to be again in 2001. And it was originally supposed to be a 70s styles horror pick to be directed by Rob Schmidt. However, Alan B. Elmroy, who had begun his career as a screenwriter for Halloween 4, there you go, he actually wrote the script.
So there you go.
Because Halloween 4 is probably one of the top ass cheeks Halloweens. I mean, I do like Danielle Harris. I think she's a little cutie pie.
Yeah.
But it is one of the more underperforming Halloweens.
I agree.
So I think it's kind of funny. Just a little bit.
All right, Mindy.
Yeah.
What would you give this out of 1 out of 10 hillbilly crockpots? Which is...
You're so sick!
You
know they'd be eating people in them crockpots.
Yeah, it's a nice stew. How many would you give out of 10?
I would give myself about 5.5 helpings of human stew.
This is a 5.5 out of 10?
It's not that good. After I've watched so many movies, because you got to remember, Daniel, I've watched more movies than even you know.
That's true.
Currently, I'm on a list of writing down every horror movie I've ever seen, and I'm already on 100.
Yeah.
And I'm still going strong. I'm still going just by memory.
Yeah.
So, I mean, unfortunately, I'm a really morbid person.
No shit.
And I love horror movies.
I
I
know.
don't like comedies. Well, I do kind of like comedies. I kind of like action, thrillers, suspense. I love horror. Can't help it. I love it.
All
What
right.
would you rate it? How many
I love
helpings
how
of
you-
that stew, Daniel?
I love how you're saying all that and you fucking gave the movie a shit rating. But because 5 out of 10 is disrespectful. to
Okay, 6. Okay?
I give it an 8.3. I think this is a classic. I think for the 2000s movies and the slashers and shit, this stands out above the rest.
I had to give it a 6 because I haven't seen the new one.
It's okay. But it's, and I don't like the rest of the series really, except for that one reality
And that
show.
too. I hate the rest of the series. You like the 4th one?
Yeah, yeah, that one was.
Oh
cool.
my god.
I like that one.
I need to find a better co-host.
That one dude was-
Jesus.
The host of the reality show was a fucking badass. Damn it, he went through a lot. But
Yeah, well, didn't the one chick fucking like snort rat poisoning?
whatever gets you going.
Oh,
God. Yeah, I give this an 8.3. I think it's a great movie, and I'd highly recommend it to anybody that's trying to get into slashers and someone that wants to see a cannibal movie but doesn't want to go as far as the Green Inferno or something crazy.
Or like The Descent, or also like The Hills Have Eyes.
Yeah, so if you like that vibe of the movie, this is right down your alley.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right, Mindy. We'll see everybody next week with our Christmas episode, in 2 weeks when we come back.
With our Christmas extravaganza. I'm sorry, I can't talk.
We're done for Christmas. Enjoy your Christmas. It's going to be a New Year's extravaganza.
New Year's extravaganza. So I can't wait for you guys to all see it. And hooty-hoo.
All right,
Have
bye,
a
guys.
good night, guys, and have a happy Christmas.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.